Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. It is November 10th and it is snowing. The first real snowfall of the season. It looks like it's supposed to be a bit of a snowstorm over the next couple days. I'm heading to work right now, so I will check in with you guys a little later. And I have tomorrow off, which is Remembrance Day, November 11th. So I'll bring you along on my day off activities. But right now I'm heading to work over at the store. Check in with you guys later. Okay, hi everyone, I'm back. It is now Friday evening, and I'm about to try and get a load of laundry folded, and then switch over and get a load into the dryer. When you last saw me, or didn't see me, but the clip I started the other day was, it's Friday night right now, I think it was Wednesday afternoon. I can't remember if I was on my way to work or what it was. Probably, because I worked Wednesday, but not yesterday. And it was just starting to snow here in Manitoba. And it had rained that morning, and it was just switching over to snow on Wednesday. And did it ever snow? It really, we didn't get that much on Wednesday, but Thursday, yesterday, was when we got the bulk of it. And then last night, it was blowing snow and drifting like all night. So I thought I had to work at, well, I was originally supposed to work at 1 o'clock today at the store. And then I got called in early, so it ended up being 12:30, half an hour early. And I thought, well, I'm walking distance to the store if need be. But I prefer to drive. It's a little bit quicker. But I said, let me just see if I can get out of my driveway. Because if not, if I end up having to walk, then I won't be probably getting there early. I'll be just barely getting there on time. And I did almost get stuck getting out of my driveway. But I did manage to get enough traction to get going. And yeah, got to work. So instead of working 1 to 6:30, I worked 12:30 to 6. I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the school. Monday, I don't even know what my schedule was. I was off Sunday and Monday from the store. I was supposed to be off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday from the store. And then work Wednesday. And then off Thursday. And then work today and Saturday or whatever. So, but that changed. I still had Sunday, Monday off from the store as scheduled. And I was supposed to be off Tuesday from the store. But one of the gals at work wanted to trade her Wednesday night shift for Tuesday. So I took it. Same number of hours, so I wasn't going to lose any time. So the change meant I would work her Tuesday evening shift. And I would then have Wednesday evening off, which was great because then I could make it to the prayer meeting at the church Wednesday night at 7, because that happens every second Wednesday, and a lot of times I seem to be working Wednesday evening, so a lot of times I don't make it. And I wasn't going to make it this week because of my shift, but trading meant that I could now go. So that was the plan. And then I got called in on Wednesday, and I didn't have to take it. They wanted me in from 1 until 7 on Wednesday, and I said I can't do that because I got the message at 11 o'clock Wednesday morning, and I had to be at work at the school for 11:30. So I said I can't cancel on my other job on 30 minutes notice. I can't do that. If it had been like the night before or something, I probably could have, but not on a half-hour notice. So, and I had already committed to going to prayer meeting at the church that night, which I don't have to go to, but I was looking forward to it. So I said, I can't give you 1 to 7. But I can give you a few hours. They said, well, what can you do for us? And I said, I could work 2:30 to 6:30. So they said, great, we'll take it. So I worked at the school from 11:30 till almost 1. By the time I got home, it was like 1:10, 1:15. And that day, I needed to really make sure I was careful about my time because the weather was turning at that point. It was just raining, but it was just starting to turn to snow at that point. And so I got home shortly after 1. And I like to go to work about 30 minutes ahead. It's only a 5-minute drive by. I like to go in advance so I can check the schedules, sit down, have a snack, and just breathe for a few minutes before I go downstairs and start working, or I punch in. So working at 2:30 meant I was going to leave the house at 2. So I get home about pretty much right at 1 o'clock. That meant I had 1 hour to have some lunch and to pack myself a snack to take to work so that I'd have something to eat on my 15-minute break. And get changed into my uniform. So I had an hour turnaround time. So between 1 and 2, I had my lunch, got changed, packed myself something to eat to take for my work for my break at work. And at 2 o'clock I left. Punched in, worked 2:30 to 6:30, and I asked the supervisors to please make sure I got out on time and don't extend it, because I did have plans at 7. I didn't bother telling them it was church because maybe that might not have mattered to some people. I didn't think it was anybody's business what my plans were. So I worked 2:30 to 6:30, got out on time, and I had taken an extra change of clothes, like a top, just to change into the staff bathroom, so I didn't have to go to a prayer meeting in my uniform, and drove to the church, which is not far. It's actually quite close to work and home, and went to prayer meeting. And I'm glad I did, because I've always had kind of a mental hurdle or confidence or whatever thing about praying out loud and stuff. And that particular night, I kind of had a bit of a breakthrough, and I did pray out loud in the group. Partly because the person I was praying for, he had shared his story, his prayer request for his dad, and it is so similar to what I went through with my own dad growing up that my heart went out to him, and I couldn't help but pray for him. So when Pastor John turned to me and said, because I offered my friend some words of encouragement, and the pastor said, well, would you mind praying for him? And I said, absolutely. I mean, as nervous as I am about speaking in public or praying in public, that was a no-brainer. That was like, I can't not do it. So I did, and I think I did okay. And that was that. But then yesterday, the 11th, was Remembrance Day here in Canada. I know it's Veterans Day for those of you in the US. And that is a very somber day for me, because I have a pretty extensive history in my family of World War I and World War II veterans, both on my mom's and dad's sides. My dad was almost 50 when I was born, so he was actually in World War II, along with 2 of my uncles, one of whom was my Uncle Jack, who I've talked about before. He was the one who was like a second dad to me, and he passed away in 2013 at 98. He's the one that I take the baking to the fire halls for in his memory on Christmas Eve and on his birthday. They were in World War II together, along with another uncle of mine, the 3 of them. And my grandfather was not in World War I. He was too old, but his 2 younger brothers were in World War I. One survived and came home, and the other one was killed in action. The one who survived, he had a couple of children, and his 2 sons were in World War II. One survived, and one was shot down and was killed. So, and then a cousin of my mom's was also in World War II and was killed in action. So for me, it's a very somber time. Remembering my dad, my uncles, all the different veterans in my family, because there's quite a history. So a lot of people debate every year about whether it's okay to decorate for Christmas before Remembrance Day. I don't judge anybody who does, but I personally don't. We may put up the lights or whatever outside in the yard just to get ahead of the weather, because we tend to get snow here usually sooner than this, and cold, and nobody wants to be outside on a ladder when it's cold hanging lights. But I just don't turn them on until after Remembrance Day. So, but the tree and any indoor decorations, I personally choose to wait until after Remembrance Day. It's my own choice, but those of you who do it before, that is fine. It's not my place to judge. So just personal preference. So I was off yesterday. I spent the morning watching Remembrance Day services on TV, and then I made chicken pot pies. I made a batch of pie crust from scratch. I've been talking about doing this for a while. And then made filling for chicken pot pies. A batch of pastry makes enough pie crust for 3 double crust pies. So I wanted to make 3 chicken pot pies. 1 to cook and 2 to put in the freezer. And that's basically what I did, except as I was making it, I made the 1 to cook in a glass pie plate, which is fairly deep. And the 2 for the freezer I put in metal pie tins. And they aren't as deep as the glass one, I realized, and that meant I had too much filling. They were going to overflow. So what I ended up doing was, thankfully I had bought some frozen crusts a while back. You may remember from my different videos that we talked about how I struggle to make these pie crusts, and I thought, well, I'll have some frozen ones in the freezer on hand just in case I have another failed batch of homemade ones. glad I did. The homemade ones turned out well this time, but because I had too much filling, I ended up taking a pair of frozen crusts out and divvying up the filling, instead of into 2 pies, into 3. It's because I made 1 batch of filling and put it into 1 pie crust, made a second batch of filling and started to fill the second pie crust, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be way too full. Poured about 1/3 of that into the other pie crust, and then that means that, okay, the third filling is going to be way too much because I've already put some in the bottom of the third crust. So that's when I took out the frozen crust from the freezer, thawed them out, used the third filling to top up pie number 3, and then put the balance of the filling in the frozen crust. So what I've done is I baked the one in the glass pie plate like I planned, and then froze the other 3. And my friend from prayer meeting, I'm going to take him one of the frozen chicken pot pies on Sunday. It is frozen because I made them on Thursday. I'm not going to give it to him Sunday without having frozen it, because that's going to be like 3 days old. By that point, I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to give it to him frozen with instructions to, how to bake it. Just take the foil off, bake it at 375. Recipe says 45 minutes, but if you're baking from frozen, you might want to give it an hour. He lives in an apartment with his dad, the 2 bachelors. And I was saying to him by email, because he lost his grandmother a few weeks ago, and I gave him some baking and some of my homemade jams, and he thanked me, but then also said that he doesn't mind when I give him stuff like that, but don't do it too much, because he said my culinary abilities are limited, and therefore I can't do much for you in return. And I said, well, first of all, this is a gift, so you don't have to do anything for me in return. Don't think like that. And second of all, I know your culinary abilities, or I don't know, and I probably shouldn't have guessed or judged, but I assumed, maybe wrongly, that your culinary abilities are probably limited because you're 2 bachelors living alone together. Probably shouldn't have assumed, because sometimes single guys can cook very well, but I just had a hunch. And I said, that's precisely why I am doing this, because you're 2 bachelors living together, and your dad in particular is grieving the loss of his mom, and, you're out of work at the moment, and let me bless you. Let me do this for you. Just don't feel like it's pity, don't feel like it's sympathy. It isn't. Don't feel like you have to do back for me, because you don't. It's a gift, no strings attached. So I'm planning on taking that on Sunday and give him baking instructions and let him and his dad enjoy that for a few days. So I have one that I cooked last night. We had some. Thankfully, after working till 6 o'clock tonight, I came home to leftovers. That was great. And then there's 2 in the freezer for us to bake later, and 1 in the freezer I'm going to give to my friend on Sunday. So there you go. And then I have a pan of lasagna in the freezer that is unbaked, that I had made the meat sauce for and assembled about a month or 2 back, so it's ready to cook at some point. And I do have a container of already cooked chili, not a huge container, and a container of already cooked taco soup. Again, not a huge container, but these are ones where I made a crock pot full of chili and a crock pot full of taco soup. And then when we didn't eat it all, I'm like, is this going to go to waste? So I'm going to take about 1/3 of it, put it into a good sized container, and freeze it. So right now I have a container of taco soup, a container of chili, a pan of lasagna, 9x13 pan that has to be baked, and 2 unbaked chicken pot pies in the freezer for future meals, as well as I think 2 unbaked Saskatoon pies that I assembled at Saskatoon. I think there's 2 of them that also have to be baked. They're in the freezer. So as far as freezer meals, I'm not doing too bad. Let me just go put this stuff out here. So that's where we're at right now. I'm going to clean this lint screen. It is already dark. It's 9:45 at night. It gets dark by 5 o'clock now because the time change was last weekend. So I can't show you right now how much snow we have. I mean, I could, but you're not going to see it real well because it's dark. I couldn't even tell you offhand how many centimeters or inches of snow we got. It was just crazy. Just a ridiculous amount of snow. I'm going to throw this stuff in the washer, or dryer rather. This washer, I heard it last night spinning. It's less than a year old, so I'm hoping and praying that the only reason I heard it spinning as loud as I did is because this was a large load, and not because something's wrong with it, because it's brand new. But the fact that it is under a year old means it's under warranty. So if it does keep doing it, and it does seem like a problem, then at least I know that we have coverage. But still, I really don't want to have a 10-month-old washer serviced already, especially considering my Maytags lasted me for 27 years. Okay, so yeah, this was a pretty big load last night. Maybe that's probably what the problem was, but... And I think I will start a load of whites in the washer just because I should. Because they contain my daughter's 2 work shirts. And if I don't do them now, I'm going to be up till all hours Saturday night doing them. Because she works at 7:30 on Sunday morning. I don't want to do that because tomorrow being Saturday, I work till 10 o'clock at night tomorrow night. I don't usually, but every once in a while I'll get a shift like that. So, if I can get that washed tonight, maybe later tonight I'll get this load that I'm putting in the dryer right now folded. And that means then that maybe I'll get these whites done. I wash them now. If I get those folded before, say, midnight tonight, I don't work till 5 o'clock tomorrow, then maybe I can actually have those shirts of hers ready to go already. And it turns out, quite often on Sunday mornings, quite often my husband's the one that drives her to work early because I go to church at 10:30 and I don't always feel like having to get up and drive her at 7 in the morning and then go back to bed for a couple hours. So usually he drives her. But this Sunday that isn't an option because he works. Unless he works later in the morning. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow what Sunday's hours will be. But I'm expecting that I'll probably be the one that has to drive her. Which means getting up at like 6:30, 6:45 on Sunday morning, driving her in at 7. Maybe I can come back home and nap for a couple hours, then get up and shower for church. And this Sunday is my Sunday to work. Usually they don't make me work Sunday mornings because they know I like to go to church. Usually I only work one Sunday, one every 4 to 6 weeks. And when I do, they try and give me a 3:30 to 9 p.m. shift on Sunday so that I can still do church. This Sunday, for some reason, it's 2:30 to 8. So, not sure why that is. I can still make church. I just can't dilly-dally around afterwards. I have to come straight home. Now, I do need to get some groceries at some point in the next few days, although I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow because I do work until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And then I have to get up at 6:30 Sunday morning and drive her to work and then go to church. I mean, I'll probably get a nap in, but then go to church and then go to work till 8 o'clock Sunday night. So I don't think I'll probably get around to doing groceries until maybe Sunday after work, or else maybe even Monday. Probably Monday. But I do have Shoeboxes. If you've ever heard of Operation Christmas Child through Samaritan's Purse, they are a charitable organization that if you get shoeboxes from your church and then you pack them with toys and school supplies for children in other countries that otherwise would not receive Christmas gifts. And you pick boy or girl, you attach that label to the shoebox, and you pick like boy, like either like 2 to 4 years old, or 4 to 8 years old, or like 8 to 15, whatever. Like there's 3 different, you pick boy or girl, and then there's 3 different age categories. So on your shoebox you check off boy or girl and which age category that it's for. And obviously you choose things accordingly for that age category. You can't send candy. You used to be able to, but we can't anymore. But things like bar soap, hair clips for little girls, bouncy balls, marbles, school supplies like markers, crayons, pencils, that kind of thing, building blocks, puzzles, preferably like not like books, because if they're in English they won't understand them. Maybe picture books, hair ties for a girl, or like a hairbrush, comb, that kind of thing. So those sort of things. So I've got some things on the go. I think in my last video I showed you the beginnings of it. I'm not done yet, so I think probably the only thing I might do tomorrow is maybe before work is I may go to a dollar store and try and get a few supplies to put in the shoe boxes. I've got 2 bars of soap in each one so far, and a container of Play-Doh. And for the girl, because I'm doing one for a girl, one for a boy. The girl one doesn't have very much in it yet. The boy, I have 2 little Hot Wheels cars in so far. So that's where we're at. And I will get this washer started. There we go. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it for right now, because I have some other things I need to take care of tonight. I have a phone call I'm expecting from a friend shortly, so I'm going to have to take care of that. Not take care of it, but I haven't talked to her in a long time, so it's time. And I'll probably have to come back in a little bit, about an hour or so, and get this laundry folded. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for right now, and then hopefully Saturday, sometime during the day, I'll show you a little bit of just how much ridiculous snow we actually got between Wednesday afternoon and Friday morning. So anyway, that's as much as I'll do for tonight, so I will check back in with you guys sometime on Saturday. Okay guys, it's Saturday afternoon now. I'm about to head over to Dollar Tree so I can get some stuff to put in the shoe boxes. And it is snowing again. I don't know how much you can see coming down, but it is snowing again. And yeah, gotta go to work at 5 o'clock this afternoon. It's about 1:20 right now. And we're just gonna head over to Dollar Tree and pick up some stuff for those shoe boxes. But in the meantime, yeah, it is actively snowing yet again. So yeah, this is where we're at. So I'll check in with you guys later to show you what all I picked up at the store. Okay, everybody, I am back home. We went up to Dollar Tree. Most things in Dollar Tree are not necessarily $1. Most things there are actually $1.25. And I looked over my receipt after everything was said and done, and every single one of these items were $1.25 a piece. You can see here, spent a grand total after tax of $36.41. Technically, we do have a store called Dollarama here as well, and some things there are $1, so some things might be a smidge cheaper, but a lot of things there are actually $2, $3, $4, whereas the vast majority, probably 90% or more of the stuff at Dollar Tree is only $1.25. Sometimes you get a few things that are a little more, but not too many. So some of these are things I'm going to use at Christmas, but a lot of these are ones that are going to go in the shoe boxes. So I got basically a generic brand of a Barbie doll. And again, I'm doing 2 shoe boxes, one for a boy, one for a girl. So I've got 2 little jigsaw puzzles. One is Blue's Clues. I'm assuming I know some people say, oh, certain things are not just for boys or not just for girls, but whatever. I just decided to go with the idea that the Blue's Clues would go in the boys package and the Minnie Mouse one would go in the girls. There's a sticker pads. This one here is Bugs. Like sparkle stickers. I thought it was really cute. And this one is just princess ones. I feel like I'm going to knock stuff over here because I'm trying to do one-handed. Bunch of sticker type, princessy type stickers. And then I've got 2 packs, one for each, washable markers, Play School brand. These are for us. These are a 3-pack of the mini gift bags. Again, 3 of these for $1.25. They're not big, as you can see, but they're good for like when I gift people my little half cup, 125 ml size jars of jam. I can put 1 or sometimes 2 of those in there if you stack them, and then maybe like a little 3-pack of chocolates or something on top, just for something small for, say, somebody like my hairdresser or a neighbor or something like that. Something small where it's not a real expensive Christmas gift, but something where you just simply want to acknowledge somebody with something simple. And then for each of the shoe boxes, I grabbed a hairbrush and comb set. Just for sake of space in the shoebox, I'll probably end up taking these out of the packaging and putting them in like that. And then grabbed a gift bag. I mean, I have several other Christmas gift bags already at home, but I grabbed that one just because I thought it was really cute. A couple rolls of Scotch tape. So we might end up needing more than that, but just for the time being, I thought I would grab those. A couple of 12 packs, I believe. Yeah, there's 12 in here of, I guess these are Christmas themed pencils, but nonetheless, one of the things you can put in the shoe boxes are school supplies. So even though those are Christmas themed pencils, regardless, they're pencils, they can use them at school, along with the markers. And then I also got a couple of 6-packs of gift tags. Quite often I'll buy a sheet of like 30 or 40 gift tags at Dollarama for like $1, $1.50, $2, whatever. Whereas these are only 6 for $1.25, but these are a little different in that they have little bells attached to them. So they're a little bit, something a little bit cuter, a little bit more like a 3D kind of thing. And then there's this style as well. And then I got this little container here. Take the lid off. I thought that might be good for putting some Christmas cookies in. I mean, I could use it as a decoration at home, but I could also use it to put some Christmas cookies in if I wanted to give it to somebody. And then 2 jump ropes, a Spider-Man, which I'll probably put in the boy package, and a Disney Princess one, I believe, probably for the girl package. And then for the little girl package, I also got some hair elastics, and 1 for each 16 pack of Crayola crayons. These Almond Roca candies or chocolates, these are actually going to go in a small care package. I'm going to mail it to my sister in Saskatchewan. She, apparently her daughter said this is one of her favorite candy treats. So if I do a care package for her, a Christmas gift for her, I'm going to send those just as something small to her. So here are the shoe boxes right now, where we stand. This one, this is going to be the girl one. It doesn't have, oh, is that the girl one or the boy? Yeah, it's the girl one, I believe. Although, I have from Dollarama in there already. You see what I mean? Dollarama, $3.50. Most things, even though it's Dollarama, is not actually $1. Most things are not $1 there. So I've got 4 pack of Play-Doh in there already, toothbrush, and 2 bars of soap. And for the boy package, I have the same thing, the Play-Doh, a toothbrush, and bars of soap, and 2 Hot Wheels cars. So I'm going to add some of these other things to it. Hopefully I can make everything fit. And then I have to attach a label. Basically, as I was explaining earlier in the video, you choose boy or girl, and then you choose your age range. So probably for this one, I'll take and put the boy label on and say, choose the 5 to 9 years old. And then for the other one, it'll be girl 5 to 9 years old. So I'll get those packaged up, and that way they'll be ready to go when I go to church tomorrow, because I believe Monday is the absolute latest they can be dropped off by. And then the church acts as a collection site, and those things will get sent wherever they need to go. And, you know, there's probably a big depot somewhere where they go through all these packages and they start to make sure that they get shipped to the appropriate countries wherever they're going to go. So that's it for right now. That is what I got, and I'm going to work on packaging these up, and then I still have to get ready for work because it is 2:30 and I have to work in 2.5 hours. So that is what I got. We'll check in with you guys later. Okay, the shoe boxes are pretty much mostly packaged up, although I don't know, make sure I didn't forget to put anything in. The doll that I bought is just too long for that box, so I think I might just have to hold back on that. And there's a parenting group I'm involved in online that sometimes they take collections for hampers and stuff, including like food items and toys and whatnot, so I might just add that to that. But this is the one for the girl. It's got toothbrush, little bouncy ball, hairbrush and comb, some crayons, pencils, Play-Doh, jump rope, jigsaw puzzles down at the bottom. And you can see I've selected, I just have to cut these off. I have to put an elastic band around each box to secure it shut, and then cut the label off and tape it on. The label goes right there where it says label. This is the boy one, same idea, bar soap, toothbrush, pencils, jump rope underneath, crayons. Hot Wheels cars are at the very bottom of the package. So that's how everything looks. I just have to secure them, and then those will be done and ready to be taken to church tomorrow. So that is that. Alrighty, it is Monday afternoon now. I did not finish vlogging at all this weekend. Look at the paint peeling on the outside of my window. That is not a good thing. Paint is peeling. But anyway, Rachel's about to go to work, and Ruby's watching her out the window. What do you think, Ruby? Rachel's going to work. She's leaving you. Apparently she got snow. I have a feeling that the husband might have thrown some snow on Rachel, because I heard a scream and she's, yeah, freaking out. I thought Ruby would yell when she saw them walking down the driveway, but no. Look at the paint peeling on the outside of my window. We gotta do something about that next spring. Actually, we're renting this house, so technically we should really just get the landlord to do it. But there they go. Rachel's going to work. Rachel's going to work. Usually Ruby hollers when people are outside, but there they go. She's leaving. She left you. She's going to work. Hi guys, I'm back. It is now Monday afternoon at about 3:30. And I never finished this vlog. I'm still working on it, actually. Here's Ruby. Hi, Ruby. I never finished this vlog at all. I meant to show you some footage like once I got to church on Sunday or what have you, but I had a lot going on yesterday. Sunday I had to take I had to work 2:30 to 8 Sunday afternoon. So church is at 11, and I had a birthday card to deliver to somebody at church, to a lady who had just turned 83, so I needed to remember that, as well as my offering envelope and my Bible, of course, and then, of course, shoes, because I'm wearing winter boots outside now. But on top of that, it was the last day to drop off the Operation Christmas Child shoeboxes at church, so I took the I had a tote bag. I had my 2 shoeboxes in there, and my Bible, and in the Bible was the birthday card for Helga, and my offering envelope. But then on top of it all, I also had that frozen chicken pot pie that I was taking for my friend Corey, so I had to take the shoeboxes, the Bible, the offering envelope, the birthday card, and the chicken pot pie, and then of course shoes to wear, because I was wearing shoes inside the building, because I was wearing snow boots outside, because as you can see, we have a ton of snow already, and it's only November 15th. So, yeah, and I look tired. That's because I don't have any makeup on today. I don't have any concealer on. So today is now Monday, and I don't work at Sobeys today, although one of the girls was trying to give away her shift tonight and offered it to me, but she gives away a lot of her shifts, and I was just like, no, I need a day to, I worked at the school, but that's all I did. But that ended up being a bit of a gong show too. Excuse my Quaker going off in the next room. He sits beside a window, and I think he can probably see a stranger in the driveway next door. And whenever he sees strangers, he freaks out. So anyway, I worked at the school today. Got there 11:30, and then I was informed that my cohort, the classroom next to mine, I have 25 kids in my classroom, and I have 2 kids in there that are new to Canada, and I have to use Google Translate to speak in Arabic to them. So that's a challenge in and of itself. So I have 25 kids, and of course, those 2 boys are a bit of a handful anyway. They like to get into trouble and cause trouble with other kids in the class and stuff. Kids being kids, right? They like to mess around. But then I'm informed that the lady who is in the classroom next to mine, my cohort, is not there. She had been there when I got there, but apparently she basically up and quit and went home. Not totally certain on all the details, although from what I understand, I believe it's something to do with the fact that we have to wear masks at work. And, we're like 18 months into this, guys. I mean, none of us like to wear masks, but it is what it is. These are the public health mandates. We have to right now, especially indoor spaces, we have to. They haven't said that we have to for work. It's just something that we have to do in general, because it's a public health mandate that the masks are mandatory. Whether or not I agree with it is beside the point. Whether or not I like it is beside the point. It just is what it is. And here, where I am in Manitoba, Canada, at least, children are not eligible to be vaccinated just yet. So these kids, I'm in an elementary school, they're not vaccinated. So when we wear masks, we're protecting them, hopefully. But also, if they're unvaccinated, then they're bringing germs to school potentially too that could affect us. Even though we are vaccinated, it's still, we're still not immune to germs, right? So it's like, it just is what it is. Like, these are the rules set out by Manitoba Health, and we have to abide by them, whether we like it or not. So my understanding is that she quit on the spot because she got fed up with having to wear a mask, but because she did so without notice, that meant that when I went outside, like, my boss took over the classroom next to mine that this lady would have worked in. She took over that classroom for the eating part inside. But then when we went outside, like, she's my boss, and so she's being paged by everybody to have to go to different parts of the playground and deal with discipline issues or injuries and whatnot. So she wasn't really available to help me outside. So that meant when I was outside, I was on my own with my class of 25 kids and this other lady's class of 20-some kids. So basically, for the second half of recess outside, I was dealing with the better part of 50 kids by myself, including the 2 that speak Arabic that I have to use Google Translate to talk to. And of course, we're relatively new into all this snow that fell, so of course, they want to mess around in the snow, which is fine, but those that want to throw snowballs, which is against school rules, I have to be enforcing that, and of course, it's slippery, so people are falling and getting hurt, and, some wandering injuries for 50 kids. So, now I'm home. At the start of the video here, you saw Rachel leaving for work. My husband's driving her. It's only a 5-minute drive. He'll probably be back any second. I appreciate him doing that. Actually, when I got done work, I went to Superstore and got groceries. So I'm going to film a separate grocery haul in a few minutes here and get that uploaded. It'll be a separate video, I think. And in the meantime, she wanted to go to the walking clinic, which is also at Superstore, but I wasn't about to drive home from the school to get her and then go back to Superstore. I thought, no, like, this is silly. He's now off for the rest of the day, so he came home from work and picked her up and brought her to Superstore to the walking clinic. I passed them in the store, said hi, bye, kind of thing, and then I came home. I haven't put the groceries away yet because I haven't bothered to do the grocery haul yet. Instead, I treated myself to a takeout, to a hamburger at McDonald's on the way home. Before I left the Superstore parking lot, I went on the McDonald's app and found a deal on a Big Mac meal and ordered that for myself because I was starving after having worked at the school and done groceries. And I'm like, no. And it was a stressful shift at the school. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting myself some food. So I've done that, and now I'm sitting here petting my Ruby, my girl. She's a very sweet little thing. And I guess I will go and do that grocery haul. So anyway, that was yesterday. Like, that was yesterday and today. So I mean, I dropped off. I'm not sure how many shoeboxes. I wish I had taken a short video clip in the church to show you just how many shoeboxes there were. We did 2. And I think the youth group at church did over 30. I think they put together 32. And then a bunch of other families brought some. So there must have been probably 50 or 60 shoeboxes just from our church alone that are going out. I don't think there was 100, but it was a good number. But after church, I got out to church. Well, church went about 11 to 12, and then a few different people stopped me and chatted with me after. So by the time I got home, it was 12:30 yesterday. Had a quick lunch, changed into my uniform, and packed a bit of a snack to take with me to work, and then worked 2:30 to 8 last night. So had a decent night's sleep. Washed another load in the washer last night, which reminds me I need to fold the load that's in the dryer again. This is my nemesis, is folding and putting away. I have a couple of baskets of laundry to put away. A basket of towels and my clothes, but I have another load in the dryer to fold. And then the load that I put in the washer last night, I need to dry that. So that was yesterday, was church with all those things to take, and then work, and then started another load of laundry. But now that it's Monday, I've worked at the school, which was rather stressful today, and gotten groceries, and had a bite to eat, and I've been coddling my bird. And now I need to go film grocery haul, and put groceries away, fold some laundry, and I would really, really love to start digging out Christmas decorations too. That's the other thing I want to do today. So anyway, I'm going to end this vlog now, finally, after how many days of trying to get it done. Excuse the flaking paint in the background here on the outside window. I guess next spring it'll have to be taken care of. We'll have to talk to the landlord and see if he'll get somebody to come paint it next spring. It really needs to be done. Look how sweet this little girl is, huh? She's so gentle. Yet she dislikes my daughter so much. I mean, my daughter's as much of a bird person as I am. And she's really just my baby. She could probably sit here and let me pet her all day. You good girl? She's a good baby. I think she is, anyway. Sitting with her bum up in the air. What a silly bird. Anyway, I'm sure you don't want us to sit here and watch her being petted all afternoon. But I think this is a good place to wrap up the vlog. Oh, see, she's trying to tell me that she doesn't want me to stop petting her. That's what she does when I stop petting her. She'll tell me, she has her ways. She'll come and put her head under my hand. She's like, come keep petting me, don't stop. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this vlog up here. I know I've dragged this out over several days, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, please do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you are new. And make sure you watch for my grocery haul video. That will be the next one that goes up later today or possibly tomorrow. And yeah, please do subscribe if you're new. And of course, turn the notification bell on so that you don't miss anything. I haven't posted anything in a little while, and I'm going to try and get back in the habit of it. But just with working both jobs, I'm supposed to work 3 shifts at the store this week and 3 next week. But I've picked up some extra shifts, so I'm up to 4 shifts at the store this week and 5 next week. And 3 days at the school this week and 3 days at the school next week too, on top of it all. So it's like, it's busy. And now we're getting into Christmas season too, Christmas prep. I need to get started on my baking. And of course, the decorating hasn't started around the house yet. That'll be hopefully get a little bit of that started today even, but it's going to be a busy, busy time, of course, this time of year. Got to get the photo Christmas cards ordered and a Christmas letter maybe written and get that printed. Tons of stuff to do, but the baking especially I really need to get going on. So anyway, before I talk another 5 minutes, I do hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll leave a comment down below if you did, and that you'll subscribe if you did as well. And we'll see you in the next one. Ruby and I will both see you next time. And maybe Cricket too. Can you say bye, Ruby? You don't say goodbye, do you? No, she just wants to be petted. She just wants love. Lots and lots and lots of love. And I'd be happy to give it to her. And if I stop petting her and I go off to the kitchen and do something, she'll get into trouble. So I need to amuse her. We'll see you next time, everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend and has a wonderful week. See you next time.